Welcome back folks to another problem statement. So this is quite an interesting problem, whereas we are going to use group by clause feature. If you're aware, in SQL we have this group by clause. The similar thing we are going to achieve here. So our objective is here to group policy using policy type and list down the number of policy based on their group. Currently we have policy type health, policy type life, and we have policy type auto. And then you can see that we have policy type health repeated 2 times. We have done this in one of our previous videos, that we have removed the distinct policy type. You could go and watch my previous video. Now straight jump in. So we need to have a group where we have all the type of policy and the number of policy they hold. So now let us create our method. Return type will be void. Method name is group by policy type, and then we have, this will be a map because we have key and value pair. The first will be string, another will be value, and then we have group by policy type. We'll use this name, and then we'll open our stream. Now here what are we going to do is we need to collect our policy, and then we need to open collector, and then we need to use our clause which will be grouping by. Now how we are going to group our policy? We are going to group for our policy type. So we need our insurance policy, open method reference, and then we have our type. Then we are going to close this. Now we are going to take our group by policy and then have a loop, and then we are going to open our lambda expression here. Because it's a map, we need to have key value. First is type, another is the list, and then we will be having our print the type, or print the type, and then we will be having the count list dot size, and then we need to tell it that this is a policy. So okay, and now what we need is to have a separator here. Okay, now it is correct. Yeah, so we have our type, we have our list, which is type is of string, because you see we have key as a string, which will be the type, and then where actually we are storing our, because we need to group, right? In group we have two things, one is the key, another is the value. So here we will be having our policy list of policy type, and then here we are putting the count, how much policy or how many policy they hold. So now let us copy our method, replace it with our controller, and then rerun our application. Fire our service. Perfect. There is one thing, one policy. I think that we need a better white space here and look better. Let us rerun, clear the law, run the service. Okay. Auto, travel, health, life. As you can see that health, we have two policies. In Aggregation we have health, two policies, health and health. Okay, and the rest all are one policy. You could also increase the JSON, that you could do by your, and then you can play around with the JSON. Now let us little deep down what we achieved here. So as you can see, right, that the output we have is in key value. So this is the key and this is the value. Means you can ignore this policy because this policy is coming from what we have defined in here. But as you can, okay, let us remove this policy as of now, and let us let you understand. Then we are going to rerun it little bit. I hope many will understand it, but those who circle back, you can rewatch the video. Okay, as you can see that we have key and value. or this is the key and this is the value. That's why we have a map. We cannot use list. In other places we are using list, but we need to have two values. No, it's not two values, we need to have a group. So this is a sort of a group. It's like a table, you could say, and that's why we have a map, because it has a key value pair. This is the key and this is the value. So what is the key? Key is our policy type, which is a string. We are storing a string, and whereas our insurance policy is a list. Why this insurance policy is list? That you need to rethink why we have a list, why we are not having a string or an integer or a long or a double here. Why? Because insurance policy is of can be multiple. If we know that all are one value, all are singlet, then we no need to have a list here. We can have anything here. But as you can see, there can be multiple values, so it has to loop in and it has to add in, and then that's why we have list in here. We cannot use a string here, because if we do string in here, then we are not going to achieve this output. We can achieve this, technically we can achieve this, all will be one, health 1, then again it will print health 1. We could do that. Maybe in future videos we could try that example, but we need to use map key value, where the first value is our policy type and the second value is the count of policy, how many policies they hold. So this is done by stream operator by automatically, and here we are just sort of printing it in a way, type and the list, and then we are just amending the our record and just printing it. I hope that is clear. Thank you.